hours, 8 hours, and the real work is just 2 hours or 3 hours. So these are things that defines our productivity. If you are in a workplace, you go there, at the end of the month you get a salary, but you don't know that you are not as productive as you should. And sometimes it's when the person is laid off or there is a higher need. That's when the person knows that, oh, I've not really been developing myself over time. So becoming more productive has to do with you understanding the value of time. If you don't understand the value of time, you would use it on less valuable things. So the first thing for you to be productive is that you need to understand the value of time. What do I want to achieve with time? Everything will become with time. You want to, even if you want to change your career to another thing, it's time. I remember many years ago when I went for a training web development in NIT. I did it for 3 months. And when they gave me the certificate, I saw 36 hours. And I was like,
you
wow.
spent 36 whole hours.
I was like, wow. Because for many years, I've been conscious of time. So I want to know what I'm doing with time. I want to know how much I have done with time. And sometimes I want to go to somewhere. I look at it that, okay, is there a way I can buy time? Is there a way that if I'm going to this place, is there something I can do that is effective with that same time that you're using one stone to kill two birds? So I look at it as, wow, I spent 36 hours for 3 months. That means, and I was going to the class for just 3 times a week, and I was like, wow, that means if I've invested more time and more days, I could have finished this before 3 months. So it's so important that we understand the value of time, because when you understand it, like yesterday when you mentioned the app where you can use to track your usage of your phones and everything. I also have it on my phone and I use it a lot. Sometimes you discover that I've spent 5 hours on my phone at the end of the day, and I'll be like, when? It's just because whenever you pick your phone and you check a notification, you've spent the minimum of 5 minutes.
And that notification leads you somewhere else.
Somewhere
else. Keep going.
So minimum of 5 minutes. And at the end of the day, you drop your phone. Before you know what's happening again, you see another notification. Maybe in 15 minutes time, you check it again. You've spent more than 5 minutes. And based on research, it says that an average person most of the time uses 4 hours of their time in the workplace checking phones or just chatting with friends. You go on break, by the time you come back, so at the end of the day, like 3 hours or 4 hours of your productive time is gone doing low value tasks. So we need to understand that what are the values. Well, you need to understand value. If you don't understand value, you think everything is of equal value. I always tell people something, that everything is not of equal value. So you need to know that if I have 3 things to do, which one has the highest value? So when you understand the one that has the highest value, you want to give it more time.
Of course.
Let me share an experience of a friend I met some years back. The guy was into studio production, music production, and the likes. And this guy was, that day when I met him, the way he produces music is that the piano will be on one key, the guitar will be on another key, the every other instrument different keys, and he was not aware of it. The only thing he was doing was he was good at the beats. So the day when I met him, I talked with him. I said, okay, let me play the keyboard small. I played some things. He was like, wow, do you know? I said, I play small. And
that's the language of
it. So from there, he started saying I should explain things to him. So I started teaching him that, see, you are playing on different keys and the likes. I told him, then I was in Lagos, I told him to go to Muson Center to learn. And do you know, one of the things this guy did was when he enrolled, he told all his artists to just go, that the stipend is getting wants to waste his life because he wants to be more productive now. And guess what? Remember I said productivity has to do with time and the value you put on it. Guess what? This guy will go to Muson Center 7 a.m. and come back 7 p.m.
It's like the entire day.
guess what? Within 3 months, he was jumping from grade 1 to grade 3. He was not even doing grade 2 because now the investment of time will increase your value.
Of course.
If you put in more time in whatever you're doing, you will have that value. And within the space of 3 months, this guy was very good to the point that he wanted to even drop from the IT school he was doing. I said no. Continue with the two. That there is a place where certificate will open doors for you, and you need to acknowledge that and keep that place. And guess what? Within 6 months, this guy was so good that he even traveled out.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And now I've lost contact with him, but I know one of those days in the future we'll still have time to meet. So you can see that he invested time in it, and that time increased his value.
So now he's not coming back as just the music producer that you know.
No.
Of course.
So the investment of time will increase your value, and once your value increase, you can call the shots. You can go and go for an interview and say, this is how much I want to be paid. You are not begging. And when you are done with the organization, you always see better offers. But when there are no values, then you start begging to stay on a job. So once you start investing time, 2 hours, 3 hours, that's why you have to identify what is valuable to you. Your sense of value should be able to identify that this is valuable to me, and I will invest time in it. Most of the time we say we don't have time, and that's the problem. You don't have time, and what do you have time for? It's something of low value. And low value tasks and urgent tasks are things that you have procrastinated over time. So when you procrastinate over a low value task, over time it becomes so urgent that the major one you ought to do, you don't have time to do it. So it's important that if we want to become productive, we need to understand how we use time. Look at how you use time for the past 2 weeks. There's a guy some years back that wanted to learn graphics design, and I told him that, see, you can learn it in 1 month, and you can learn it for 1 year, and you can learn it for 3 years. It depends on the time you are investing into this thing. If you give it more time, you will finish it so fast. So I told him that what I want you to do is come up with a plan. How much time do you want to invest in a day? You don't say you want to learn anytime. No, it must be specific. If it is not specific, you will procrastinate.
Of course.
Because there will be urgent things and time wasters that will just come. Please help me do this. You will be helping people do something, and you are not doing something for your own life.
For yourself.
So I told him, come up with the time you want to use in a day, how many hours you want to use in a day, and how many times you want to use in a week. Guess what? Within a month, this guy learned it.
You know, the thing is, a lot of us don't, even myself speaking with you now, there are days when I don't understand what I used my time to do. You know, I just realized that I'm so tired, and when I try to recount what I've done, it's not something that is supposed to make me, it's not something that is supposed to make me tired. You know, then I started to, you know, probably understand how to manage my time better. You know, usually when I'm done from work, I'm just on my way home. There are things I should have done within that period, you know, that will enable me some level of productivity. And it's the same thing with people who have workspaces where they have to work from 9 to 5. Now, believe me, I'm telling you that out of the 9 to 5, it's only 3 hours you get to do anything really at work. Except for jobs like this, where you have like a timeline back to back, you have hours where you have programs that you should run. Then for offices where, you know, it's a printing press, there's no job at the moment. No contract at the moment, but you are all packed in the press, doing absolutely nothing. You know, it happens most times, and the system encourages it. You know why? The things that a lot of companies got to realize that the staff that we are packing here, we don't even need them after the COVID era. If you can work from home and we're still earning as a company, why do I even need to pack all these people and be here? You know. But if your organization has said, you know, you have to work 9 to 5 regardless, then look for how to still develop yourself within that period of time. 3 hours is the maximum time I have my task. And when I'm done with my tasks for the day, I know I'm ready to go home, but the organization does not allow me to go home at that period, at that particular time. I cannot decide to take courses. You see, every 3 hours of my day here at work, I dedicate it to doing what I'm supposed to do for the company. And when I'm genuinely done with carrying out the task that the company pays me for, then I can decide to do courses within the remaining 2 hours to develop myself. But we're so used to allowing the system waste our time just as it's wasting its own time. You know, so we don't understand these things. And so we'll be asking our listeners today, how have you been able to manage time? And are you facing any difficulties in managing time? It's a very legitimate question. Recall yesterday I said, time is the smallest unit, the smallest unit of destiny. So you can either waste it, you can spend it, or you can invest it. So these three things you can decide to do with your time. It all depends on you. You know how you spend your time. But if you think that there are problems you're facing as regards time management, Tosin Kato is here and he'll help you out.
I remember like some years back, I had the issue of productivity. Like you said, the day will end and you look at it, what have I done with my day? And I discovered that I was not doing something for myself, I was doing something for other people. Where you just see somebody come, let's do this, you follow them, you help them do this, please help me. They know you're
so
good at
available.
something. So you are everywhere helping everybody and the likes. And those years, sometimes you wake up and I'll just have a headache, knowing the lineup of things I should do that I've not done and the likes. And that was when I went after learning about time management, because I realized that it's a must I learn it, because if I don't learn it, I can't manage my life well. And when I learned it, one of the key things I learned was that you have to create a list. You have to create a list for the day. What do you want to do that day? And you have to also have the list in order of priority. What comes first? So most of the time we want to do the easy things and leave the hard things. Before you know, the day has ended. So having a list helped me a lot to overcome that stage of my life, and that was when I became more productive. So sometimes I tell people, okay, I can help you do it, but I can't do it now. So I delay
and
that.
Besides that, you know what I realized? Putting a fee on your service. Sometimes it's not because you love money. It's because people get to appreciate or value what you give to them when they pay a price for it.
The thing is that once you are free and everything is available, people abuse it. I know of someone that over time he will have something to do, he will tell me to do it for him, and I feel like I'm not helping you if I'm doing it for you.
Do you know that before this whole statement of purpose thing became a thing, now people even pay so that you write their statement of purpose, right? Before it became a thing, I used to write it for free. I'll just write it.
And they will say thank you. That's all.
Thank you. That's all.
They are gone.
I wasn't even thinking in the line of money. I just felt like this is the knowledge that I have. So if you want me to help you, then I can just help you. But moving 1 year, 2 years, 3 years after that period, I realized that people were cashing out big time from something like this. Statement of purpose, they'll tell you 1 page, 15,000. 2 pages. Do you understand? They were putting a price to it. Now, I went back thinking, if I had charged all the people, I wrote those things for at that time, I probably would have had money. These people, they are thinking of how to develop themselves, not just as per value, but materially as well. And that's one aspect of productivity people get to, value. It's just like you going to a job that you are obviously adding value to, and they're telling you we'll pay you with experience and exposure. There are times when you should genuinely accept it. It's just like working for top companies. I don't have the skill to work here, but it's just an opportunity that I got to be here. So when they say they are going to any amount they say they will pay you at a time like that, you accept it because you are gaining more than they will gain from you. So you can accept exposure and experience as payment because you can get to meet people, relationships are built, and what have you that period. But in an instance where you are the one giving out the value and somebody is not telling you, I will give you exposure, there are sometimes you should turn it down. And yes, let's call up the phone line. So anyone who is willing to, call in to get, knowledge on how to manage their time. Yes, and become more productive. The numbers are 090-7353-0044 or 090-8766-8888. On WhatsApp is 090-9705-4450. Time management is very, very important. It's not just for myself speaking or Tosin speaking with you, it's important for everybody. Because before you know it, time has gone. You're now realizing I'm now 30. I haven't done anything with my life or what have you. But now let's ask, what are the major things you can do to ensure that you manage your time properly?
Okay, so one of the things you can do is, first of all, once you identify the values you want to use the time for.
I think we have a call, so you hold that thought and then we get into it. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, your name please and where you're calling from.
Yes, my name is Okechukwu.
Okay, Chuku, can you please turn off your radio set so that we can hear each other?
I've done so.
But I can
still hear
you. Okay, I can hear you.
So, you see, I just want to, contribute on what people are saying. Because yesterday I called this station. I explained myself to you people.
Okay.
I learned a lot from what the advice you gave to me. Because I told you people yesterday I'm a taxi driver.
Okay, yes.
I needed to... Hello?
Yes, we're with you. We can hear you.
Okay. That I needed to find something else doing, and I'm tired of this work.
Okay.
But the way he narrated it and he gave an advice to me. When I went home yesterday, I decided to pick up the advice, and I went to one of my friends that is selling electronics.
Okay.
So I went to meet him. I told him that I want to learn the business. I want him to coach me how to do the business.
Okay.
And now advise me that I will come in every evening. I should not spend my capital down, even if I do to study. You understand? So I learned a lot from you people that yesterday because you encouraged me, because I don't even know where to start. But that encouragement from you people, I thank you people so much.
Thank you so much as well.
I've learned a lot.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Okechukwu. We'd like to hear your progress as time goes on, if you don't mind. Okay. Thank you. Hello. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yes, welcome. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Yes, my name is Mr. Adekunle. I'm calling from Life.
All right. Please, can you turn off your radio set? Like, that's the way we can hear you properly.
Okay. I'm far from it now.
Okay. No, you have to turn it off because there's always a distortion at the background.
Okay. I've done that.
All right. Thank you. Let's hear you.
Yes. Thank you very much. I am really picking up from your topic.
Okay.
This man that just called, I am in the same position as he is or he was before now.
Okay.
And things have been taking on time and wasting of time. I've been taking a lot of things from it, and I'm learning.
Okay.
I happen to be a fashion designer, and I have been doing it with one heart to help people, training people free. I will not collect money because American, okay. And I have been working in fashion houses to give them all my best, to be paid peanuts. And time is going. At the end of the day, I found out that I've been wasting my time, not doing anything for myself. So I'm just in the same position as that man just said. Now that I've learned from you and from him, as you said that you advised him yesterday, I was not privileged to listen to your topic yesterday anyway. So I of course, outside fashion designing, I used to be good in driving. Now it has come to me that I'm supposed to really go. Hence I have pleasure in that other one to go and learn it proper and venture into it. I've really learned. Thank you. Keep up the good work. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It legit gladdens my heart to hear that, you get value for your time spent here listening to us. And yes, keep your calls coming in. For the ones who were not able to catch up with us yesterday, you can visit our YouTube channel, like I said. Today on YouTube, you just type in Eagles FM Abuja and you'd see the play of, just type in Workstation and you see the replay of, what we had going on yesterday. Hello?
Hello, you were calling that Mr. Adekunle.
Okay.
Yes, I think if there's any other advice you can chip in for me, I will appreciate.
All right, no problem. Just keep listening. I'm sure Tosin will have something for you. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks. Over to you, Tosin.
Okay, so the first thing is this: identify that value.
Okay.
Once you have identified the value, you have to develop yourself in it. I always tell people that people don't pay for your potential. If they pay, they are going to pay peanuts, because you have to learn and develop and turn that potential to a skill. So people pay more for a skill that you have than for the potential that is in its raw state. So once you identify it, you have to place a value on it. Your sense of value is what will determine what people pay you. That's why I know of someone into fashion design that the person collects 2,500 for clothes, and I know another person that collects 25,000
for clothes.
Are you getting? So your sense of value is what will now determine what people pay you. And sometimes people come and tell me to do sites for them. They will tell me, I'll give you 5,000. I say, no, I'm not a road site. Why? Because I invested time in learning
that.
And those roadside, maybe they just pick 1 5-minute course online and watch. So the way they charge is different from the way I'll charge.
And branding again.
Yes. So I told the person that, no, go and meet them, let them do it for you. You will now see the difference. So if you understand the value you have and you spend enough time developing yourself, your value increases.
Of course.
And when it increases and you know that you spend, for example, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, you can spend 2 hours a day without it affecting your normal job. So it's just for you to understand, when do I want to spend these 2 hours developing myself to become more productive. So when you do that, at the end of the day, your value increases, and you know the time you have invested, you know the pain, you know the discipline, you know the training. You charge based on that.
Of course.
So sometimes people feel like, why is your own expensive? It's expensive because of the quality I'm giving, because of the value I'm giving. But when we don't understand our value, we start negotiating, we start calling for any amount. And there's another thing that is called perceived value, in the sense that I can tell you this is what I want to sell and this is the amount, and the person inside will just call any price. But if you can raise their perceived value, that, see, I'm not the type of person, if you can brand yourself well, capture the values you are giving and place a cost on it, then the person feel like, wow. Sometimes you see people that they will say it's expensive, they go to another person and buy it even at a higher rate that you are offering them. And you wonder that people are wicked. They are not wicked, it's just that you don't understand how people price, how they buy, and how they appreciate value.
Yes, it's just like this normal cornrows. By the way, I have cornrows on my hair. Yes,
wow.
It's just like this normal cornrows now. There are places I will go and get this done for about 2,500. There are places I'll go and get it done for 3,000. And there are places I will get it better for 500 naira. I'm not even joking. But sometimes I would leave that 500, not because I have so much money, because I'm more comfortable where I pay 2,500. You know, the conditions are not harsh over there. You know, it's comfortable, it's convenient. I have where to sit. If I want to eat something, there's somewhere I can get, you know, and the extra, there's TV, entertainment, all of that. I will pay for that. But you see, the place of 500 is a stress to get where to sit. You have to wait for somebody to be done to find where to sit down. Apart from that, the treatments they'll use on your hair completely different. They'll just use normal hair cream and they are done, and they might even do it better than the other people will. Do you understand what I'm saying? But customer service over there is great. So I would pay more over there than you. But the day this woman brands herself, there's nothing that will take me over there. I'd remain here because I know that the quality that I get here is much more than what I get there. But now that she has decided to infuse a great customer service to the quality of what she does as well, then I will pay for it. So it's the same thing with us. You know, you are doing a job, like he said, he's a fashion designer. I promise you, even if nobody tells you, I will tell you that people don't value what they don't pay for. There are times when, and life will teach you this. Experiences with jobs and all of that, it will teach you this. You know, being so available to people. It's the same in relationships. Being unnecessarily available to people. They don't value. It reduces your value. You know, it's not because of them. This is how it is. You know, it's not because they are they have seen you finish. This is how life is. These are laws that govern the earth. You know, if you don't place value on yourself, there's no way I'm placing value. It's just like casting your pearls to swine. They don't understand what pearls are, so they will definitely just dig it in and leave it right there. But anybody that understands what a pearl is, once you give that person that, the person picks it up and treats it with utmost value, because that's value right there. So you are teaching people for free, probably because you are still running your business on a local scale. Fashion design is a big thing. It's a very big thing. There are days when I regret that I don't know how to make dresses because somebody charges you and gives you what I ordered versus what I got. You know?
Yeah, true.
So maybe you are not getting the desired result because you have not branded yourself properly.
Value.
That's one. And you are not in tune with what is happening in this dispensation. You don't need anybody to tell you that it's all about corsets this time. So you are a fashion designer and you don't know how to make a corset dress. You are not yet a fashion designer. That's what is trending. You are a tailor. Yes, that's what is trending. So it's not about you are being of the world, because we are very religious in this part of the country. It's the worldly thing. That's not your business. There's a service you have to render and you have to do it excellently. So yes, number one thing you can do is probably look at branding. Before you brand your business, look at investing more time in learning what you do well.
Once you are people pay. That's why a specialist will be paid more than a generalist. So the more you invest time, like the other person that was inspired yesterday and once is already trying to learn, you have to value knowledge first. You have to value knowledge. Don't learn it for one month and you are out there, you want to charge as high as that's not how it works. So invest enough time, learn from multiple sources. If you are the online type, also go online, search for more knowledge in that line. At the end of the day, because there's always a path to learning, which starts from beginner to intermediate before you get to advanced. And the highest is expert level, where you become a professional. That is where you start teaching it. So he has to move through that process. He has to move through that path and spend some time, maybe 3 months, 6 months, and you'll be so sure. And you also, that's why I said you must know how much you're investing into it. Don't just sometimes if you're not intentional about it, you spend 1 hour and you say you are tired. But if you are intentional about it, that I want to spend 3 hours, then you will know that I have to drive myself to that 3 hours. At the end of the 3 months or 6 months, you will be so good that you can charge for that. Then you may not charge as high if you don't understand the value you have.
Of course.
That's why that many years back, I remember when I was doing some courses like that, when I started, you discover that you make it cheap for people to afford, and those people are the ones that will trouble you.
Of course.
Because I remember I even did a free somebody said I should teach him computer video editing and the likes, because I do that. I said, okay, I will teach you for free. Guess what? The person, the day I wanted to teach him, he can't even use mouse. He can't control the computer. I said, no, I can't start from there, because if you don't place a value on your time, people will waste it for you.
Of course, people will.
And if when you turn them down, if you don't understand your own value, you will feel like you're a bad person.
Yes, guilty.
So I told the person, I can't teach you and I can't start from here. Go and learn, go and
what
pay.
You can.
Because like you said, when people pay for things, they value it.
They value it.
The more they pay, the more they pay attention.
Of course.
If they pay money now, they will pay attention. That's why I tell people that if they go for a master class, they pay, for example, 50,000. If the person tells them to jump every morning and look at the mirror and say, I can, they will do it. And when they do it, they will get results.
They will, of course.
But when they go for a free one, that the person invested so much
you
value,
see that person is just talking.
They will say nothing works.
I don't even understand what the person was
saying. So I told the
saying.
person that I can't teach you from here. Go and learn computer appreciation, how to use computer, then come back. Guess what? Some months after, I heard the person was talking about me, that I'm a bad person. I didn't teach him. I was like, but I was not feeling bad, because I knew that this is my standard. You set a boundary.
Yes.
around your time, so that you don't allow people with urgent requests that please help me, please help me. Yes, you set a boundary around your time. You delegate some things to some people that you feel they can do it. Then you also delay some things. If you discover that it's in your productive time, then you tell the person, no, I'll do it for you later. Then you can get to do that. Then also have a list. Like I said, if you have a list of the things you want to do, and those lists are based on value, you will know that I have to do the first thing first. There are books you need to read. If you are not good at reading, then you can listen to audios. If you are not good at audios, you can watch videos. But you must do one thing, because this value thing is a mind thing. If you don't have value in your mind, and if you cannot capture value, if you cannot identify value, then you will waste it.
Of course.
And people will not even appreciate it. So, like we talked about the branding thing as well, once you are exposing yourself to things like this, it will help you to understand value, and it will help you to use time effectively. So you become productive. If you are charging high, you attract quality people that are ready to do
that and to
things, and to also pay. Then they pay and they appreciate you, they link you with their circles, they refer you, and before you know, you are productive on a larger scale, and you are even reaching out to more people. There are people that will attend to the poor. So it's not all of us that
yes, honestly. And then for the sake of the man who called now, he said his passion is driving.
Okay.
But now you can't develop yourself. You probably might not have a car now to drive around. So what you can do is develop yourself as regards your fashion design. And you might even realize that you don't need it driving.
Okay, the second person that called.
Yes, the second person that called now. So you can, what you can do is develop what you already have. You know, build upon what you already have. Then you can use it to finance your dream. And when you are having a dream, right, you say, I want to drive. I like to drive. Sometimes life will take you from wanting to be the cars that people will drive. So don't stereotype your dreams, or don't stereotype your dreams like, I want to be a driver, I must be the one to drive the car. Sometimes he blesses you with the cars, but you don't get to drive it. People will drive it for you while you get busy with other things. Sadly, again, it's the time where we wrap up. One more call and then we wrap up. We wrap up for today. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, welcome.
My name is Peter, the man that speaks in English.
Peter, how have you been?
Fine, thank you, ma'am.
All right, welcome.
Thank you so much. Like I said, I speak in English and I want to start.
No problem.
Everything where that your guests they talk not true. Like me, I sit down one very day, even before now. I ask myself, what I want to use my life do? Before now, I pray to become an actor. I work towards it, but I see no, I no reach, because the script. If I read finish, if I go out my head, I know they still sleep in the night.
Okay.
The thing they tell me, I go read. Not only reading, after reading, you also demonstrate. Read according to what they there. And I say, God, I no fit do this work. I no fit. Then I ask myself, since I cannot do this work, what will I use my life to do? I ask myself that the same question. I say, okay, now Peter, you don't have money. You know, go higher school. What do you go do? I say, okay, should I become a driver or should I become a tailor? I say, okay, let me test the both. I go into driving. The first day I drive, I learn the driving. I drive the first day. I know fifthly. You know what happened? As I close my eye, I saw the same motor, like the motor one jam me. As I close, I go see horn. At the horn, they blow inside my ear, like saying, I say, God, Jehovah, which I go do? I won't survive. You see what your guys talk? I sit down, I carry pen, I carry paper. I say, today, see what I go do. Tomorrow, see what I go. Every minute, every hour, I was supposed to do something, not to sleep. Then, I still go back to driving. I drive motor as a driver today. Not only driver, I drive any kind of motor. As I speak in my company, now then they beg me, they beg them. Today, if I decide to go, they say I beg. Not just a driver alone, but waiting to make that motor move, that motor stop you for road. Not just a car alone. If you are driving a truck, waiting your potential, what you they give to the company where the company will value you. Now all of those things I put together. Today I am a happy man. I can be able to feed myself, feed my family, and feed others also. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Peter. Peter, thank you. We appreciate having you here in the studio. Thank you, much appreciated. Tosin, any final words for the people listening?
Okay, so the final words is this: always know that you need to always be productive every day. If you're productive yesterday, today you have to be, because times are changing, things are changing. So what you are doing well today, in 5 years time, are you positioning yourself, because everything would have changed, they may not need you in that capacity again. So you must keep updating yourself. I told some people that some years ago, like 2 years ago, I started updating, developing myself on a skill that I know that in 10 years time it will secure me well. So that's what personal development is all about.
All right, thank you so much, Tosin Kato, for being here with us. Thank you for everyone listening, and please, when you make progress, do let us know. It will be a joy to hear how you are doing. Thank you again. The next hour is Cold Room. Do not go anywhere, because I'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, here to stay. Yeah!